I had just got out the shower and I was sitting on the couch and then just heard a boom, like all my pictures fell off the wall. One of them broke my dog's food bowl and everything. So I have 2 doors on my house. I opened the right door and I see the neighbor between me and Jessica's house. She yells at me and I was like, what's happened? And my neighbor's house just blew up. Call 911. So then I call 911, I grab a hoodie that was right next to me and my slides. And then I run out the door, around the corner, and just see, it was eerily quiet. And I just see just leveled house and like insulation still kind of falling. And then we seen her car, and then we start hearing like a crying. So there was a guy named Randy, he was on the left, moving like a big piece of drywall. And then I took the right and I was moving some drywall and then a chair, and then I saw her, and she was pinned under a roof on it looked like a side table and like a turned over couch, and she was like belly first on the nightstand. So I look back at Randy and the other guy and I'm like, lift the roof. And then I crawl under and her arm was broken and they were so burned. I had to grab her by like the armpits, turn her around and then pull her off the table onto the ground in the little hole we were in. And then her foot was snapped forward, wrapped in wires. So I had to like one by one get the wires off. And then kind of like, I grabbed her like a baby and then like scooted her a couple inches, moved over, and I did that like probably 3 times, and then I saw the other neighbors at the entrance, and I was like, grab her arm. They both grabbed like her upper arm, and then we just took her to the sidewalk, and that's when the first flames came, and they started getting big. We're like, we have to move her again. And then once we got across the street, the whole thing just went like like torches, basically.
Jacob, what was going through your mind?
At first, when we saw the house, we were like, no one survived. Like, you're like, it's impossible. But then we heard a crying, and then we're like, oh, and then we just like switched, you know? Me and Randy just started running up and tearing stuff apart. And then once I moved that chair and I saw her, there was smoke and fire behind her. And then whenever I got her and turned her around and slid her off the table, I put my hand under her, like behind her knees, and I felt the heat. And then there was smoke coming through the little part she was stuck, and it was starting to get hard for me to breathe. So when I scooted her over, that's when I was like, hey, you guys, grab arm. Like I was already almost out of energy. So yeah. That was pretty much it. The wires kind of scared me, but then I saw her and I was like, if they're not shocking her, then hopefully I'm okay. So I just grabbed them and it was messed up. She was screaming. I remember she was screaming, I'm burning all over, help me. And
you look at the house, it's already in flames. Are you thinking, how did this happen?
I just couldn't believe it, honestly. I was just told her, I took my hoodie off and I covered her, and I was like, we got you out of there. And then she started talking to her mom and then her dad, and then finally the paramedics and the ambulance came. And then it's like once she seen them, her body just kind of felt all the pain and she just started screaming. So that's when I had to like step up and just backed away. And then I recorded that other video where it was fully engulfed, and that was pretty much the end of that. I went back into my house and I took a shower and then came back out, and the cops, we asked the firefighters, me and Jason were like, are we good to stay in the house? And they were like, yeah, you're fine. And then like probably 10 minutes later, you got to get out. And then it was like, okay. And I figured it was a day or nothing, so house blew up, you know? So I'm like, all right, I'll call tomorrow. Call Atmos the next day on Friday, and the person I got on the phone with was like, what explosion? And I'm like, look on the news, you know? Like, look on the news. And gave him the address and everything. He's like, we have maintenance and there's no evacuation. And I didn't really believe that. And I think it was Saturday, I called again, and they said, no, I got another person. They're like, no, we're done over there. The evacuations are lifted. You can go. But I didn't believe it. So I called the police department, and I think it was Denton County Sheriff called me back, and he was like, no, it's all controlled. I'll wait another day. So then Sunday, I just went up there because I have a cat. He escaped when I tried to put him in my truck, so I left food out for him. And they let me in for a little bit, and I thought I was good when I went in. And then they just immediately, 2 of the Atmos workers knock on the door. They're like, you gotta go. And they're like, don't run any water, don't use any electronics, basically nothing, you know? So I just grabbed some stuff and then been out since. That was Sunday. Monday I called, and I finally got acknowledged as a neighbor because they said my address was coming up as a neighbor's that was outside of the zone or something. So then I started getting like the apologies and everything, but like, do you need a hotel? And I'm like, no, I just want to know like what's going on. Like, when can I go home? How long am I planning for? And they're like, 1 more day. And then it's just been 1 more day, the next day, 1 more day. And here we are on Thursday or Wednesday today. And then they're saying Friday. And I don't believe that either. So here we are. I kind of just been laying low, ducking off and watching the whole thing unfold. And then I wasn't really saying anything until I saw all the different rumors and stuff. And I was like, this isn't how it went down. The mayor had called it a house fire, which kind of bothered me a little bit, but all the reporters are coming to me like, no, it's like talking to brick walls going through the city or anything, so.
You haven't been back to work yet either, right?
No, I'll probably be off another 2 days too. Like, you know, I got my dog here, and then they offered a hotel, and it's like I can't leave my dog in a hotel while I go to work, and that's why I'm just like, hey, how long? If I have a set time, it's okay, but you know, I don't know if it's days or weeks at this point, and it's been a week, so.
There are people on social media, Jacob, who say they want to meet you. They're calling you a hero. Do you feel like one?
No, I don't think so, because it's just, when you see someone in that condition and, you know, they're screaming, I'm burning, help me, you're not just gonna like, not look, you know? I had to. Me and Randy, we didn't really think about it. We just went, and the other guy too came up and helped us get her across the street.
If you could say something to Jessica, what would that be right now?
I'm sorry, none of this should have happened. Like, her life's changed forever. Like, you know, that girl was burnt up, broken arm, broken leg. That's just what I could see. She was, I don't ever want to see someone in that kind of condition again, so. It was pretty bad. I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life.
You anxious for your life to get back to normal?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's back to normal for you?
I just want to go home, take a shower with my own clothes, and go to work. You know, replace all the stuff in my fridge, and just, you know, stop being reminded I'm an hour away from home and why. You know, it's pretty much it. But I'm, you know, considering all the facts, I didn't get hurt at all. So. I got like a scrape on my leg and my thigh, but I think Jessica is probably the most unfortunate person out of all of this, you know?